early morning seminary this morning, youth group. Let me record here on, and I record this and be able to upload it here into Instagram as one of my posts because I shared a story with them. Really, one of the greatest lessons I learned in the seventh grade. So I'm going to share that with you here. Here's one of the greatest lessons I learned in the seventh grade. It was at an assembly, and I'm there in the audience, and this story really stuck with me. So I'll share with you this story. So once upon a time, there was this great builder, architect, and he was built very beautiful temples and synagogues and beautiful office buildings throughout the world, throughout his career. And he was getting close to the end of it. He was just finishing off what he thought was his last project. And the owner of the company came to him and said, "Hey, listen, Bill, you do some amazing work. Really love what you've done. Want you to see if you can build one more house. I know typically you do beautiful buildings and temples and big high rises, but I was wondering if you could do this mansion for me. It's for this client. It actually is in the same retirement community that you're going to be retiring in." And Bill goes, "Well, that was my last job. Give me some time. Let me think about it and see if it's something I want to do." He goes, "Oh, fine. Hey, we've had such a good run as a owner and leader, and so I want to be able to have you make that decision." So about a week goes by, and Bill comes back and he tells the owner, "Okay, I'll do it. Okay, but I want to get it done basically in 190 days, 120 days, excuse me, and then I'm done, and I'm out. Okay, I'm ready to retire." And the owner goes, "Great, thanks so much, Bill. Appreciate that. And so whatever you need, just take care of it. Okay, we'll cover all the costs. This client is really important. They have a lot of means here, so we know they want a really nice house." All right, wonderful. So then Bill decides to go and build a house. Now, the land here, it needs to be properly graded, so that way, as if there's heavy amounts of rain, it'll run off the right way away from the house. And so, but it takes a little bit more time to be able to do that before you can start pouring the foundation to the house. And so, what Bill decided to do was, let's just maybe not, as he pulled the team in, didn't have to make it perfect, didn't necessarily run any 3D modeling to see how the heavy rains would affect it. So he's like, if there's really bad rain, there might be a chance that it could, enter into the house, but we should be good. And so they decided to start pouring the foundation. And as they started building the pipes, so they wouldn't freeze, typically you want to go down about 3 feet, 3.5 feet. Where they are. And he said, "You know what? No one's really going to see. Let's just go about 2.5, 2 feet. And that way we're going to be able to finish this a little bit quicker." As an electrician came in, was putting in the wires, like, "Hey, I know that sometimes you're trying to close things off. You're trying to tighten up the wiring, but let's just throw it in there. I'm going to throw drywall behind it anyway. It's not a big deal. No one's really going to see it. And the likelihood of there being a fire due to the wires overheating because they're on top of each other, I'm not overly concerned about that. Shouldn't be a big deal." And then when it came to the marbling that they wanted in the kitchen for the countertops, he said, "Oh, don't worry about it. But let's just, I don't want to wait for the stuff to come out of, where they found it. Let's just go with what we got. I think we'll be okay." And then they wanted in the front kind of entranceway this beautiful Brazilian cherry wood, and it takes a long time for it to kind of get there. It's on back order. And he says, "You know what? Let's just get an easier replacement. People can't really notice. They're not going to be pulling out the wood itself. So let's just go kind of with a faux Brazilian cherry wood. And again, no one's really going to notice. It's basically the same color. It's going to look really, really good." And so he made these different shortcuts to be able to produce his house. And at the end of it, he goes, "All right, hey," tells the owner, "I'm done. I'm ready to retire. Thank you so much." And the owner turns around and gives him a set of keys. And Bill goes, "What's this?" And the owner goes, "Well, it's my gift to you from the many years that you've worked with me, all the wonderful and beautiful projects that you've created. I wanted you, last project was to build your own house. And now Bill's left with a house with a bunch of shortcuts." The relation to that is, what kind of house are you building? The house meaning your life. Are you trying to take shortcuts? Are you trying to think that nobody's watching, nobody's looking? It's okay for you to, cut an edge here, cut a corner there. Ultimately, the only person that we're cheating is ourselves. Of all the things that we should be investing time, money, resources in, it's the development of ourselves, spiritually, professionally, personally, mentally, physically. every which way that you can improve on yourself. That's what you should be doing. And not only doing it for your self motivation, but doing it to be able to benefit the lives of others, whether that's your own individual, in specific family, whether that's your extended family, whether that's the family, the friends, the acquaintances, the coworkers, the people that you associate with. No shortcuts. Be the best version of you. Shrooms out. Shrooms out.